My name is Michael LaFaive, and I have worked for the Mackinac Center for the last 3 decades. Over those 30 years, I have witnessed the state actually become aggressively less transparent. So I'm very happy to be here today and to speak in favor of House Bills 4052 and 4053. These bills would prohibit the MEDC's recent practice of insisting that lawmakers sign non-disclosure agreements on projects involving state funds. I believe such agreements are undemocratic. Voters who pay the bills of government deserve to know how their money is spent, and unfortunately it is stymied to a degree when their lawmakers are silenced. These NDAs deprive voters and taxpayers of opportunities to air concerns about particular state spending and even the risks associated with it. Residents of quaint communities like in Marshall Township or in Big Rapids Township were effectively ambushed by the state and corporations a few years ago when they were simply told that they would be living in or near a factory town. In Wisconsin, the secrecy, which involved NDAs, led to a $4 billion deal with Foxconn that you might remember, and that actually involved eminent domain, where people's houses were taken from them for a factory that has not lived up to its many, many large promises. In fact, I won't go into Foxconn right now, but many might argue that the secrecy is necessary to protect delicate negotiations between the state and a corporation, for instance. However, I would argue that if that's the case, there's also a reasonable case to be made that these agreements are also designed to thwart bad publicity, especially in the communities where a large project might end up being located, as in Big Rapids Township, for instance. And a Google employee has said as much in writing in an email between himself and a representative in San Jose, California, where Google was considering a new project. Now, in addition, this secrecy prevents economists and other public policy experts from doing analyses of proposed deals before they happen so that they can provide greater perspective and context and nuance and maybe a different answer than might get provided by the corporations who have an incentive to put its best foot forward on these deals, to make promises that might not get kept, and for the state officials who are working hard to put them together in the hope that there might be a big job announcements and jobs and development that could follow. Now, several of your colleagues have publicly expressed regret for signing NDA deals in the past to obtain information on local projects involving the Michigan Economic Development Corporation or local projects from the MEDC, only to learn later that the agency would neither share the information they had sought nor fully release them from the NDAs they had signed after they had supposedly been terminated. Finally, as our attorneys review this issue, they would draw your attention to Article 4, Section 11 of the Michigan Constitution, which says that senators and representatives, and I'm quoting here, shall not be questioned in any other place for any speech in either house. Thank you, Representatives Cara and Wegela, for your leadership on this issue, and I urge support of this legislation. Thank you.